I've never been to the Louvre Museum in Paris, France. I stood under President Theodore Roosevelt's nose at Mount Rushmore. I've never been to South Dakota. I rode through Bristol, Tennessee, and raced 2 laps on the iconic Bristol Motor Speedway with Dale Earnhardt Jr. I've never met Dale Earnhardt Jr. What made these experiences possible? Virtual reality. Can you imagine being a student able to go to the ancient Egyptian pharaoh King Tut's tomb, walk along the same path the archaeologists did when they first discovered his tomb untouched? Can you imagine being a medical student able to travel through veins and the human heart, seeing the cells in action while its function is being explained in detail? Can you imagine being a student learning a second language, being able to speak every day with native speakers without ever leaving the classroom? These are the opportunities that virtual reality can give our students today. Why should we care about virtual reality in the educational environment? Why should we care about this technology when what we're already doing in the classroom works well for us? It's because virtual reality isn't the next best thing. It is the thing. And it's here now, all around us. And technology companies are racing to incorporate this virtual reality into their current applications. Facebook paid $2.3 billion to acquire the Oculus virtual reality company. Smartphone maker HTC moved to focus mainly on its Vive virtual reality headset. Amazon created its virtual reality developer platform, Samaria. Virtual reality is changing the way we work, learn, and socialize, and it will revolutionize the world of education. But what is virtual reality? Virtual reality is a computer-generated environment. The environment can either be completely man-made or created from real-life photos or videos. It is immersive. You feel as if you're a part of the scene. The user temporarily suspends his or her belief and accepts that they're part of the environment. We have different types of devices that can connect us to virtual reality. We can access virtual reality through a headset connected to a computer, a standalone headset, a head mount for a smartphone, or directly from a smartphone. The impact of the immersion may vary depending on the device used to access the virtual environment. It can be known as full immersion when you have an experience that's almost as real as actually being there. When I experienced the Mona Lisa, I was able to view the painting from all angles on the wall, but with a click of the hand controller, I was able to go inside the painting, view the model, Mona Lisa, as she was being painted. On the opposite end of the spectrum is the less immersive experience. In these experiences, the user is able to have full view of the environment, but is not able to control the environment. For example, when I was riding with Dale Earnhardt Jr., I was able to see how fast I was going and all of the surroundings, but I couldn't grab the steering wheel or jam my foot on the gas pedal. The biggest market today right now for virtual reality are the entertainment and gaming industries. The biggest potential for virtual reality is the education sector. Stanford University professor Jeremy Balanson explained virtual reality is not the same as other forms of media. The mind tends to treat virtual reality closer to an actual experience. Climbing Mount Everest, standing in the crowd as Abraham Lincoln delivers the Gettysburg Address, and riding shotgun in a spaceship. There is an educational method called embodied learning. This method combines learning abstract concepts through actual physical experiences. It's a theory that sensory motor engagement can lead to increased learning retention. Virtual reality supports this method by bridging the physical and the technological. Big names in virtual reality, Oculus and HTC, are working on the use of their technology in the classroom as we speak. There are big challenges ahead. The first being, of course, the cost of the technology. One HTC Vive headset costs $500. And the computer to run the software and the device is about $1,000. The second is practicality. With the high cost of the equipment, it's difficult to scale. The third issue is awareness. The latest statistic shows that 51% of Americans are aware of virtual reality. However, this does not translate into true users of the technology. The technology has awareness, but not a strong user base. The price of equipment is consistently decreasing, and this should lead to greater usage in and out of the classroom. As the technology gets cheaper, the possibility to scale in the classroom increases. Since we need virtual reality in education today, and the technology exists, what can we do to expedite its adoption so that students can begin using the technology as soon as possible? As Moore's Law predicts, computer processing power doubles about every 2 years. Technology is developing faster than we can keep pace. What makes virtual reality different from artificial intelligence, blockchain, is that we can use the technology now. Virtual reality is not a movie or fiction. The capabilities that we have now will only increase as time moves forward. In 2007, Apple came out with the iPhone, which revolutionized the smartphone market. It was in 2013 when the majority of the US owned smartphones. Now 70% of internet usage is done through mobile devices. In 2009, Uber was founded. Less than 10 years later, the taxi industry all over the world has been changed. In 2014, Facebook acquired the Oculus virtual reality company. Earlier this year, Oculus released its low-priced $199 virtual reality headset, Oculus Go. In November of this year, a company called Red Digital Cinema will release the world's first holographic smartphone. How will this change the smartphone world? We don't know. The future is now. Virtual reality is like Netflix before it became the Netflix we know now. We need to take a student-centric approach to virtual reality. This is why the students will benefit. It's a call to action. It's a call to action for students and not virtual reality technology, educators, and virtual reality firms. Initially, I was skeptical about virtual reality in the classroom until I saw how practical the technology is today and what an impact it can make on students' learning. What it is today, which will only increase at the blink of an eye. The ones that will suffer are the students. Every time I saw a video or a TED talk on the subject of virtual reality, I was skeptical as well. Until I began using the technology, I became a believer. I have seen businesses using virtual reality technology to replace job functions. We live in a world where technology is changing faster than we can adapt. It can be overwhelming. How can we manage? When I began researching and learning virtual reality, it became overwhelming. I became overwhelmed. I am not a technology expert, a computer programmer. I'm an accounting professor. The current technology, as we know it, is less than a decade old. And there's so many nuanced use cases, hardware, and software, I can't keep up. Overwhelmed or not, it's more than apparent that virtual reality offers our students an extraordinary ability to learn and experience in ways that were not possible before, that are possible now. As educators, our role is twofold. On one hand, we prepare our students for the future world when they graduate. On the other hand, we need to offer our students the opportunities that exist now. Thank you.